Ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ. Ị ma na o nwere olu na-eti mkpu na-asị ụmụ Igbo chigharịa, ụmụ Igbo chigharịa. Kwa mbọsị ọ na-eti, n'ụtụtụ n'abalị ọ nọ na nkuzi. Eze-Ana, Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu, onye ọma na Oraifite, onye mgbasa ozi, ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu, onye ọma anyị ji eme ọnụ. Ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ, gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu, onye ọma na Oraifite, onye mgbasa ozi, ozi ọma ọdịnala gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu, onye ọma anyị ji eme ọnụ. Ọdịnala bụ ụzọ ndụ, gaba n'iru. Eze-Ana ga-adị, Ugochi tubelu ga-adị, Ugochi tubelu tempụlụ ọ ya adị, maka na eziokwu anwa chacha ndị ụka erigo anyị front and back, ndị oche eri anyị front and back. Faji asị kala aka ghọrọ ụmụ Igbo, si anyị rapụ nke anyị na nke fe ka mma. Bulu Baịbụl bịa, akwụkwọ akụkọ, mepekwa chọọchị fa, okwu n'ụka bịakwa.
Good morning, viewers all over the world. My name is Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochi tubelu na Oraifite. Oraifite is in Anambra State. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na Ugochi tubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi, rụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche, deep consultations. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala restoration evangelical mission, bụrụkwa onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me an ọdịnala evangelist. I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. Today, on the program Hour of Truth, today's topic is Arusi and Arusi installation in Igbo spirituality. Arusi and Arusi installations in Igbo spirituality. If you pay attention today, believe in me, you will learn something very unique that will help you in life. What you don't know is only a mystery to you and not to all. This message delivered today is partly to respond to what question that Brother Chibo, otherwise known as God's Agenda Production, Joro, a few days ago. So, Brother Chibo, if you are listening, pay attention to my explanation today. Believe in me, I will clear all the doubts. But before we dive into today's lecture, important announcement. Don't forget that our monthly rituals of October is on. You can still join because it's a whole month ritual. Yes, you can join. Again, what you need to know concerning what I'm about to tell you today is concerning the monthly rituals and what you need to know. You can join on anywhere, all over the world, because God's power is everywhere. Is sacrifice for upliftment, breakthrough, and liberation on behalf of all. This morning, I have gone to the temple to make declaration upon the lives of those that join us. Then, on the last day of the month, we visit the waters with eatable things to offer sacrifices on behalf of all. Then, that is what you should know. Again, what you need to know is that if you are interested in joining these monthly rituals, we have lots of testimonies. But as you all know, we don't share testimonies on social media or in Eziokwu TV. You know why? It's not necessary. It's not why we are here. So if you are interested, or you have any question in today's lecture, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837672. I repeat 0805 7837672 or 0813 8243 871. I repeat 0813 8243 871. Why, if you are interested in joining our monthly rituals, what you have to do is to make token donation to your account number. Then chat me on WhatsApp. I will tell you other details we need for you in order to book. Now let's proceed. Today's lecture, like I said before now, is Arusi and Arusi installation in Igbo spirituality. Pay attention, because what you don't know remains a mystery to you and not all. Yes. So, if you are joining us from our Ezioku TV, keep telling people about our administrations. As you are doing this, may you be protected. May the work of your hands be blessed. On social media platforms, share it. As you are doing this, may you, the Almighty Father, keep blessing you abundantly. Like I said, let's now proceed. What is Arusi? I will start from explanation about what is Arusi. Then we will now go deeper into what Arusi installation is all about and how to install Arusi. Because some people always have negative explanation because of ignorance. So I will clear all that out today. So as you are joining me, keep telling people to join. My social media platform remains Eze-Ana. So with that, you can see us and join. Now, what I want to tell you, what is Arusi? Arusi is Alokosi in full. You know, sometimes because of abbreviation, sometimes once you give some certain things, apply abbreviation in some certain words, you have really murdered the real meaning of that particular thing. Sometimes the thing will look meaningless. But people that understand the real full name will understand the full meaning. This is exactly what happened in Arusi, the name Arusi. But the full name Arusi is Alokose. Alokose is calling upon the entities of powers to be in our midst in order to help to comb the menace of abominable acts. Let me give you another example. Do you know this name they normally call Nkiru? As a sound, Nkiru means nothing. Nkiru, front, is meaningless. But what makes it meaning is when you call the name in full. Nkiruka, meaning the one in the front is greater. It has meaning. But when you mention Nkiru, it's meaningless. Are you following? The same way, once you call Arusi, it sounds meaningless, right? Yes. But if you sound Alokose, it gave it a meaning. Yes. So bear this in mind. Then, what we do whenever we install Alokose is calling upon the entities of higher entities, pleading with them, going into covenant with them, for them to dwell in our midst. That means that you have already installed Alokose to be in their midst, to help you to comb the menace of abomination, to sanitize the negative lifestyle of people. That is why in every community they have Alokose. That Arusi must be found at some certain character. It's actually installed them for a purpose. Arusi is not installed for just no reason. No. The only thing is that those Arusi in your villages, you don't have the full gist, the full history. Why your forefathers thought it wise to install that Alokose in their midst, for a purpose. but pay attention. Like I told you before, Alukosi is the entities of powers of higher vibrations called upon to be in the midst of people to Alo, just to help to cope the menace of Alo negative activities. Are you following? So the names Alose is not a name. Alokose is not a name. Like I told you, it's entity of power, entities of powers called upon for a special mission. And the primary mission of on them all is Alokose, to help to come to wipe away or to comb the menace of evil character in the society. So their work is actually like a police. Are you following? Yes. Police is a universal name. Like to police is any policeman you are seeing, he has a name, personal name. But once he is doing, because of the work he does, he call it police, to checkmate. So Alokose is not the name of the entity or power that was called upon or installed. So Alokose is a general name because their work is to help to comb the menace of iniquities. Are you following? So, but the real name of that particular entities is different. Like, let me use from the church mindset. They have 9 choirs of angels. They will tell you they have the cherubim, the seraphim, the angel, the archangels, and the rest of them, right? The same way we have it in, because I told you previously that spirituality is one. Whether Christianity, natural religion like Igbo spirituality, Hindu, Buddha, Shintoism, and rest of them, all the sets, their spirituality is one because Chukwu is one, power is one. Now is interpretation. So when you now dive into real interpretation, you will now see that the Ndocha, the Europeans, the white man, they gave names of some white angels based on their own culture. They told you that in their own culture, the leader of the archangel, for them, they call it Michael. Yes, but in Igbo spirituality, we call the leader of the warfare in Igbo spirituality Kamanu. Some call it so many names, but the leader of war. And some based on dialect in Igbo communities call it very name. But the most important is a masculine entity that is in charge of warfare. So the thing is that if you go to them, you will see the Raphael, the Uriah, the Gabriel, understand? So now Gabriel maka Ijosi, Uriah maka Raphael maka Igboria and rest of them. Etu a ka esi maka na Igbo where Arusi dị iche iche abara afa dị iche iche, enwere Ụlasị, enwere Ogugu, enwere Edo, the deity that is in charge of bringing wealth, Edo, the gold. So etu a goes where that is how it is. Now, having laid this foundation, let me now start from natural Arusi and natural installation of Arusi and those Arusi that was installed by natural beings. Are you following? The SARS. Now let me tell you what actually happened. We have 2 forms of Alokose, those natural entities dwell in our midst to serve a purpose of making sure that there is law and order. We have natural Alose. We have the ones that was installed by humans. In natural Alose, what is Alose? Alose installation is a particular place set aside, installed as an altar, a dwelling place for higher entities. That is Alose. That is Alose installation. Simple means, or Alose installation altar simple means where there was installation of higher beings to work for the benefit of man. So, natural Arusi are those sacred trees that nobody installed them. We have many entities, like we have elemental beings and entities of powers in various, like 4 cardinal points. But the natural Arusi include, like I told you before, that the Arusi is a dwelling place for higher entities. Are you following? We have a dwelling place for either higher entities. I now told you that there is some dwelling places for higher entities that was never installed by humans. That is early beings that help to plant those natural entities. Then we have other natural entities that was installed by humans, because humans are small gods. We have the ability to proclaim, to make some certain things to multiply. In creation gave man the mandate in order to govern and make this world a better place. Now, those natural Arusi are like Oshishi, those sacred trees. Those sacred trees are sacred dwelling place for entities of powers. Those sacred trees are like Oji, Ngwu, Abo Kalete, name them, Ogilisi, Obu, and so many of them. If I start to mention those sacred trees, there are many. But what the simple means is that those sacred trees is actually used to carve wooden images. Any carved wooden images, they normally use them because so that they will be able to say, because they are aligned with the supernatural forces. That is why if you want to tour Obesi, they use sacred trees, because the ability of those sacred trees, the spirits naturally are familiar with dwelling in those trees, because their nature is sacred. Those trees are sacred. So it's very easy to call upon the spirit to activate the spirit therein. It's very easy for those spirits, those wood, because the spirits are already living there. And even if you want to call more spirits into it, it's very easy, because the spirit is a dwelling natural sacred trees, very familiar with the spirits. On a very good day, those sacred trees naturally are there. The only one mmadụ nwere ike replant bụ ogilisi, because na ogilisi will fertility leaf, and because na na-eji eme oke boundary, because it stays donkey years. Ogilisi leaf does not die. In fact, ogilisi leaf that was placed at the grave of my grandmother years before I was born, is there. Are you following? So ogilisi leaf can stay for over centuries. Are you following? The same way you can see some orchid. I have seen an orchid iroko tree that a man of 100 years is saying that when he was born, that this iroko tree has been there. But the man is 100 years this year. So imagine that iroko tree had been there before that 100 years. Now let me tell you what you don't know. Those sacred trees is a dwelling place for elemental beings called herbs. Herbs. Elves and gnomes work hand in hand. Gnomes is those elemental beings that grows rock, while elves is those elemental beings that dwell in the plants, sacred trees. So they are sacred trees, they are sacred beings working in the light region, working with the supernatural power of Chukwu Okepuru ime ihe niile to help and to further creation. So those natural trees are there. The elemental beings dwells in it, higher entities dwells in them. However, they will be more active working if you activate them like Ofo. Uku Ofo is a sacred tree. Now, some people, if you see anyone that have been activated, you will see a kind of ndị ga-amawa ya akwa ọcha. Ihe eji mawa ya akwa ọcha bụ to tell you, passerby, that this is a sacred tree that has been activated. Reason bụ so that people will not go there and start harvesting the leaves for medicinal stuff. Let me give an example. I have ungu in front of my house. I have ungu in back of my house. Do you know why let's say the one in front of my house, I activated it? Plus white cloth there. Why I did that is that people normally passerby, normally go there to take some leaves there. Yes. And some of these people that are taking the leaves there, because some of the leaves of ungu, a na-etinye n'ọgwụ eji agwọ amaghị ihe a na-arịa, amaghị ihe a na-agwọ, ọrịa mmụọ tiri aka na ya, maka na ngwu is for protection. So any oil ọbụla siri ike, herbalists, they will leaves of ngwu to add to it. And some of them don't actually understand how things work, that once you take something from ụmụ are they back of what is on? Not on a very good day, question before you will hear n'ebe ngwu nọ, ịtọwa something, at least ịtọwa ego. And for that matter, so for that reason, we're activate ya. So for any reason, I'm going to actually will hear from ngwu, then you can say drop something, activated or not. Okay, maybe got an so that you will not be indebted. That's why it's 10 less of another day. But what I want to tell you that those sacred trees, the spirit dwells there. Yes. They dwell there so that those entities of power, because God built this world in a way that entities of powers will be in our midst in order to help us and make this world a better place. Those sacred trees have sacred duties. Like I told you, with for protection. And other ones have their own duty. I don't want to start going into details. Like the ones that are in charge of fertility and rest of them. Yes. So, and those sacred trees can fall anywhere that pleases the spirits for a reason. So, what I can tell you, those trees are Arusi. Because if you go to some villages, you will see some villages that where be akpụ ọkalete. Do you know that osisi akpụ ọkalete, akpụ ndị mmiri, obodo ụfọdụ enwere mmiri can actually take eatable things, ihe akwa ibu akwara maka ndị mmiri jee dobe ya n'ihu akpụ ọkalete. Ị mara onwe ndị na-aja akwa ibu like that. Ị nwere idea. So akpụ ọkalete bụ akpụ ndị mmiri ma ọ bụ. So whenever it's activated, oburugo alukwusi, because oburugo natural installation of So if you go there with faith and ask for whatever benefit you will receive. The same thing with Oji and rest of other sacred trees, if you approach them with faith and conviction, because the spirits are there to hear your prayers, to hear your supplication, and to forward their requests where your problem will be solved. And again, there is other Arusi that was Alukosi, those higher entities that was called upon for a purpose Example, let me use, because if I'm giving lectures, I normally like to cite examples. Like in my own village, this particular deity, if I become the oldest man in my clan, I will be the Akajo for there. This particular deity is called Olasi. Arusi and Arusi. This our Olasi is installed by our fathers hundreds of years ago, or even more than, because none of the living can attest to the fact that he was there when those houses was installed. So, but my own father told me the story that that a particular Olas was installed during the time of Ndarabam. There is big people they call Arabam. These people are from Ohofia, Abreba, Aziz. They too like war. Yes, they too like war. So those days, if you know the life they live those days is survival of the fittest. If you are having boundary issue or with any neighboring town, or in the olden days, some town, neighboring town can wage a war against your own community in order for your community members to flee so that they will occupy your place. So our neighboring town then normally engage this in their album to come and fight us so that we go, so that maybe they will expand their possession. So Ndagabama and my own community, my own clan, happen to live between the border between us and the Ozobo. Are you following? So when Ndagabam comes, our own clan is the first hit. So because of that constant invasion from our neighbors, some of our clan members, our brothers, ran away to another place, safer areas. But some of our fathers, the strong ones, said no, they can never run away for anybody from their inheritance. See what happened. The strong ones, installed that Arusi for protection against war from anyone. That is how that Arusi was installed. Yes, it's a masculine spirit. However, when they installed that particular masculine spirit known as Olas, Olas came with other entities. Let me tell you why you know that all of them is working for the right region. All of them work for the right region. Once you install Arusi, Arusi is here. Yeah, understand? You are familiar and you have built personal relation with that Arusi. An Arusi that is from the light region will attract other similar Arusi from the light region because they work in hand. Because all of them will like to eat together and work together as a unit. That's why if you go to that Arusi Olas installed, today as we speak, the Arusi has Akwo Kalete. When they installed that Arusi, later, Akwo Kalete came and joined. Mbu came and joined. Other sacred Arusi came and joined. All of them are working in hand with that main Arusi installed by humans. So all of them are working for the glory of Chukwu because the original Arusi installed by human was installed in love, was installed with humble and genuine mission, was installed for the benefit of mankind. It was installed in love. For that reason, other similar entities that is working for good will align easily. That's why all of them will come. That's why if you go to Okwedo, Edo is there. Edo is Arusi installed by humans. But if you go there, you will see Mbu. You will see other secretaries joining to work in hand with you. The same thing everywhere. If you go to your village Arusi, you will notice what I'm saying. The village Arusi is there. But with time, you start see other secretaries Arusi joining. That's why you will say some Arusi, after going to the main Arusi, they will say, okay, go and see Mbu. Go and see Apple that follows it. Are you following? Let me use my own temple as an example. In my temple, when I started, my father was a Christian. So Christians normally, if they see him in this thing, they normally kill it. Yes, out of their own ignorance. So there is this in my house that during my father time, they will burn it to the extent that it will reach to the root. Sometimes they will heap other cut grasses and the wood on top of it, and when they dry, they set all of them on fire. So that's something that's what happened to our own Ngwu. Then over 50 years, when that particular Ngwu was dealt with by setting it on fire, the Ngwu never grew back. But when I came back to answer my call, after a few years, that Ngwu germinated again. So that is on their own, they will come and join in eating and everything, because they recognize anywhere there is spiritual activities and merriments. That's how it works. So on their own, they will come. Yes. Because they walk in hand with early birds that normally carry the seeds around and drop it where they feel like dropping it. So they are secretaries. In my own place, there is a time where someone went and caught Abo Kalete. It's a second one activated. Yes, there are some certain things you can do when those trees are not consecrated. You ask them to relocate if there is any need. Maybe that place you want to build house there. There are some rituals you will perform to tell them that civilization has come, that they should relocate. After that ritual, you can cut them off. Nothing will happen. But those ones that have already been consecrated, you want to cut it to show power, okay? You will suffer. There is someone caught in my house, not in my house, near my side. That particular apple calete, when we are growing up, that apple calete is so large that even like this, my hand can never go around. The tree was so large because maybe the trees have stayed over hundreds of years. So the tree, one man, the tree was living very close to his house, went and complained that the leaves from the apples were inside his compound and that. They connive without doing the right thing. Go instead of them to cut maybe a branch of that tree, they went and cut the tree completely. Immediately, people that cut that tree, all of them have died. Remember what Brochibo was talking about in social media, what actually happened to him, a particular Ngwu tree he was showing. That in this Ngwu tree have been caught, yet he refused to fall. There is another one some people caught the other day. After a few years, the tree rose back. If we are talking about this, people will think that it's a fairy tale. It's fact. I have known some that caught sacred tree today, they have gone. Some cut the trees. Even Paul Wachibo told us that there is one they caught 3 days. The person that caught the dormer person that caught the tree died. Seriously, nothing is happening to him. So if you are someone that normally caught tree with dormer, be very careful where they are calling you work. Any place that is a sacred or sacred forest or sacred trees or garono, sometimes, especially if the person that is calling you to cut those trees is a church person, because he doesn't know he can cut those trees out of hate. It's not as if development have reached there, but he just cut it because it's a secretary. I don't want to see those trash. He's cutting it out of hate, and once you dive into it, you have problem. So if there is difference between if there is no land and there is development coming towards that place, and maybe that particular land is allocated to you as your inheritance, and you want to build a house, and that particular place maybe is their trees are not consecrated, not activated, because anywhere that is already activated is ablugo kumo. But when those trees are growing on your land and is not consecrated and is your inheritance land, there are some certain rituals you will do and ask them to relocate in a safer place that development has come. Do the right thing and they will live without hurting anyone. But by the time you decided to do it out of hatred or ignorance, you will die ignorant death. I tell you. So you can say that those trees are Arusi on their own. Like I told you before, Arusi is a dwelling place of higher entities. So Those ones are natural arrows that on their own they have been stored by nature. Then we have other natural arrows that was those arrows that was installed by humans. And the installing of arrows, like some people normally lies. They will say never when they install arrows that they kill 7 head. All these are giving dog a bad name in order to hang it. All those things are not true. Those akpụ ọkalete, those okwu arụsị, okwu ọjị, all those things that are people normally activate it that and there is akajiofo. I know in Unubi, they have akajiofo. There is some community you go, you see some people that are the akajiofo of those secretaries. Do you know that even Ukuofo, there is akajiofo that is in charge of that any offer that was activated. So some people that is telling you that any RC you see that is a buried human is a lie. I can tell you, some people normally talk what they don't know. And they forget to know that Arusi is alokose. What is stopping alo cannot condone alo. That is, if there is anywhere they install Arusi like human being, like let's say Edo, you kill human being there. You kill human being there. You have committed abnormalities. You have committed abomination. And for that reason, no natural forces like natural trees, natural sacred trees that will come because that place has been defiled by committing abomination. Those are none of those lies, those church people, they concocted them so that they will put fear on Igbo spirituality, as in put fear on people. So that if once you see blood of Jesus will cover me, so that it will be seen there as an evil place. It's not true. Let me tell you what Arusi is all about. Like I have already told you, the natural Arusi, those secretaries you are seeing, once they are activated, is already a dwelling place of Umumu. That is one. Two, I told you that there is other Arusi that was installed by humans. Those Arusi that was installed by human is a place, a sacred place. Those Arusi installation can be installed by a group of people coming together, like Arusu Munna, Arusu Obodo, is installed by group of people coming together as a representative of each clan or villages to install it. That's why the particular village that their elders came together to install it, or that village, that clan, Gabakajiofo to that particular deity. Like in my own village, this Olas I'm talking about is Olas or that is man. However, my own clan is the Akajiofo, meaning that original installation of that particular Arusi is done by my own grandfathers direct. Are you following? So that it is. Then another thing I want to tell you is that those installation of Arusi, no human being was used. In fact, if after installing the Arusi, eventually there is maybe if there is any wicked Akajiofo that is his time to come to the Arusi, and for any reason, only he na people move. O wee ga ebe a wee je gbuo di arụsị gboruzie ọgwụ maọbụ ihe ndị ọzọ tinye di a maọbụ gbuzie mmadụ di a, ihe ahụ ọ kọmitiri bụ dastardly act, ihe ọ kọmitiri bụ abomination. That is why sometimes if Akajiofo after serving, they will call a dibia to do consultation to know whether the previous Akajiofo, whether he committed abomination by committing murder. If it's confirmed that the previous Akajiofo have committed murder while serving there as Akajiofo, aga akpụ alụ akpụtazie alụ anwa before a week only the next Akajiofo will join. That is how it's done. So before the next Akajiofo will done, they will now do consultation to know if it requires cleansing because of iniquities committed by the previous Akajiofo. That's how it's done. So there is no way, I will tell you, there is no way then Arusi is no longer sacred. And whoever that is the Akajiofo that committed that will go down for it. And I can tell you, our ancestors now also equal. No Arusi was used human being. Forget about what anybody is telling you. I can tell you, some of these old men that is telling you this story is ignorant old men. They are telling you those stories that is just out of ignorance, because that particular okay na here when you come story. One catechist, onye nkuzi ụka gwara ya, in order to give Igbo spirituality a bad name. If he ask him, can you swear with your life and their generation that you were there when human being was used, he will run. Because what he's telling you is just a story. It's not true. You can't swear, because nothing of such happened. Once you kill human being, what you committed there is dastardly act. And believe in me, no lights, no being from the light region will ever operate there. So Arusi installation was never done with humans. Let me tell you one thing. If you are a mystic, you are a called one, there are some people on their own, they have the ability to install Arusi and the Arusi will be working. Don't you know? Some of this Arusi you are seeing today is like, there is some Arusi that is personal Arusi. Yes, there's some Arusi that is personal Arusi. Those personal Arusi is someone that installed it. And believe in me, no human being was used. Me, I have ability to store Arusi and it will work. Sometimes what you don't know is a mystery to you, and not all. You don't know what to use. What the item used to install Arusi depends on what Arusi will be doing. Like example, let me tell you, there is Arusi called gods of thunder, gods of iron. You have seen it. If you have seen wherever they installed gods of thunder, there are gods of iron, you will see that what you will be seeing there is metal, iron, cutlasses, and anything that has to do with metal and iron. Yes, because what he is designated to do is concerning iron and thunder. So you don't need anything, nothing like human being there. Are you following? Yes. So when you hear it come mad, anything like human sacrifice, because in the middle are sober. Let me tell you what will shock you. I have Arusi I installed by myself based on this divine revelation. And it's working very powerful. And nothing like human spirit there. No, not like human blood there. When they are installing Arusi, there is an way the do's and don'ts. When I go the Arusi to corner alone, tell the Arusi, as you are calling the Arusi, installing the Arusi down, you tell the Arusi what you want the Arusi to be doing for you. Then you tell the Arusi the do's and don'ts, what you will be giving back in return, in appreciation. As simple as that. Let me give you an example. Do you know that if you have the ability, you are a mystic, you can even go to hill, you can get a virgin stone. You can go to virgin stone. You can get virgin stone. Do you know how to get virgin stone? Do you know those if you go to like the hilltop, you will see some stones on their own. They're broken, as in broken stones. But no human being broke them. That is virgin stone. They broke away from the bigger stone on their own. If you can get those stones are still virgin stone. You know why it's virgin stone? It's virgin stone because those stones, no human being break them on their own. Yes, they divided on their own based on the work and the spirit they are in. They are the gnomes. Do you know that if you bring that sacred and virgin stone, 4 of them, and person that has the ability can place that 4 and call upon the entity of power based on the work he want that particular stones to be doing. He call upon the gnomes that originally dwells in rock. Tell them what they want them to be doing. Offer sacrifice to them. Then by so doing, he will store the spirit there, and the spirit will be anchored there. Do you know? Yeah, you don't know. Because what you don't know remains a mystery. If you have the spiritual power, you can summon them and they will dwell there. Okay, you, Onyeride, you believe that Reverend Father, because you have myopic, small brain. That's why you don't understand how this is work. Okay, you believe that small teacher, yes, that I used to go to convent because those days I used to have a sister's friend then. I go to convent, get those hooks. They normally produce. You know, most of some convents have bread factory. Yes, the same way they produce the host. That already see an Antaruka. Yes, all this is and they produce it. Here about Chicha Koreko. They didn't add yeast to it. Yes. If you get those hosts, you believe that your Reverend Father will make some of these pronouncements and begin to genuflect on them, telling you that Jesus have entered those homes. You accept Jesus that you believe that is God. Oh, that Jesus that is believed that God. Do you know that even God is a higher being than other entities of powers that is like angels? You know, and you believe that by mere word of mouth that their Jesus entered that host, and their father began to bow, genuflect, and at the end of the day, if their father will still carry that the same host, go to put it in mattress or put it in tabernacle, call it chapel. People will go there and genuflect and be lying down sleeping. You believe that human being can call upon Chukwu based on your belief because you believe that Jesus is God, Abi. You believe, but you don't believe that we or the other person can actually call even higher entity, smaller entity, that is angels, to dwell in a particular place. But you believe the one that your father told you. I want to tell you that human spirit have the ability to call upon spirit. You don't believe that one. But you believe the one that your father told you that he called Chukwu. You believe him. What I can tell you that human spirits have the ability to call upon the entities of powers, the angels, and install them in a place, have a covenant with them, what they will be doing for you and what you will be doing for them in return. Once you have that spiritual strength and the soul suddenly, you can install them. And by the time you start offering sacrifices and keeping holy and keeping the commandment and what you agree with them, they keep gathering momentum. They keep growing. Are you following? So let me stop here. So for some of you that is believe that every RCC that is a human being, who does that? Even you, Nenemanya, the time when he went to Arusi Kunnegi to tell them that he want to carry Ogugu, they carrying Nzu from the Ogugu shrine and put in Oko or in it for you. Carry small sand from there, put and tell you to take it home. And if you go there, welcome them by Boro Hoko and Nibu. Or what somebody would do there. And believe in me, if your hands are clean and you begin to do the needful to that particular Ogugu, you receive from you Kunnegi. Ogugu again with all ball. Did you kill somebody there? And it's working for you. How on earth you believe that Ogugu because of one fairy tale, one Okochukwu or one catechist told in the past? And some of them, 80 years old man that is breaking color in Jesus' name, is telling you he believe. And they don't want to believe the one I'm telling you that nothing of such. If I'm not saying that there will to be any place where an ignorant Akajiofo committed an abomination. It might be. But whatever a useless Akajiofo or ignorant Akajiofo did there is done in error. And it does not represent the truth. So whatever sacrifice of human being is done there is a error. And they must be cleansed before the mandate there will begin to work. That is my solution. Let me stop here. If you have any question in today's lecture or you want us to do deep consultation for you, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837 672. I repeat 0805 7837 672. See you tomorrow. No gawa gezo. May the blessings of Chukwu keep bringing you. be with you and abide with you now and forevermore. Ya gazie, ka emesịa.